Just realized that my microphone was muted there, but guess that's part of the growing pains with it. So guys, welcome everyone to Cooking with Coach Misha Live. Today we're going to be making some great, easy, slightly elevated avocado toast. Alright guys, if you guys want to go ahead and chat out who's in the stream, I actually can't see the names of the people who are in here, so if you guys want, you can chat out just who you are. In addition, if you guys have any questions for me, be sure to type them in the chat since I can't necessarily hear you guys. I'll have to interact with you guys through that way. But what I'm thinking is that I might have a separate Zoom call that I'll have in my ear that the stream won't be able to hear, but all of you guys, like we did for the original Cooking with Misha videos, you guys are able to basically interact with me and talk with me to ask questions live. That way it can feel a little bit more personal rather than just me talking to you guys through like a TV or something like that. But yeah, how does that sound? If you guys want to type out if you think that might be something that you'd be into, kind of having a separate Zoom call and stuff like that, let me know. There you go, Lee. Awesome. Again, I would still try to change your name there. I don't think most people will be able to see it, but yeah. So let me actually try this for you real quick. Cool. So, awesome. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and start off with just kind of gathering all our ingredients, and while you guys do that, I'm actually going to do a quick coffee recipe. It's going to be super fast to make. So all the ingredients are right on this side. You can see we start off with avocado, and let me go ahead and grab my ingredients real quick here. So I have my avocado right here. One easy way to tell if it's ripe or not is if you take out this center little piece. Underneath it should be relatively green. That's an indicator that it's pretty ripe. After that, let me see. We also need a lemon. So I have my lemon right here. We have salt, pepper as our seasonings. In addition, we're going to need our eggs, of course. This is going to come with our little side dish almost, even though it's more of a main course. Optionally, we also have our bacon. I am using Applegate Farms organic hickory smoked uncured Sunday bacon. Alright, it's a whole lot of words, but Applegate is a really great brand. It's a little bit pricey, but if you can get it once in a while, they have really high quality things, such as their bacon. I know they make hot dogs, sausages, stuff like that. That's really great. And then finally, for our bread, I have Dave's Killer Bread, the 21 grains and seeds. Alright, so these are pretty much all my ingredients that I'll need. While I let you guys kind of gather all your things, if you guys want to chat out whenever you're ready, I'm going to go ahead and make a quick cup of coffee as I usually do. It's not necessarily the morning, it's again more lunch, brunch time right now, but coffee is always pretty great to have at any point. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with my water. Heat it to about 185 degrees Celsius. After that, I have my mug that I'm using. It's my well-fed Fraser's mug. And I'm going to be using my AeroPress to make the coffee today, alright? So I'm going to be making some more tutorials, hopefully, on how to make different types of coffee. And I did do a quick stream the other day about quickly testing just the stream settings and how to make the coffee. So I'm not going to go too in depth right now. Yeah, just let me know by chatting out whenever you are done collecting your ingredients. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Alright, guys? I'm going to go ahead and mute my microphone right now while I grind the beans. Alright guys, now I have all my beans ground right in here. I'm going to give that a moment to kind of let all the water soak into the grounds. Again guys, let me know to chat out either if you're ready to proceed with the actual recipe, or if you're just hanging out with us, not necessarily making food, just so I know when I can move on, alright? And there we have it, our requisite cup of coffee right here. Alright guys, I'll wait another minute here. In addition, you're also going to want to grab your pan that you use for the eggs and the bacon. I know some people like to cook their bacon in the oven, and that's totally fine, but I like to use the remaining bacon grease, wipe it up a little bit if there's a little bit too much, and then use that to cook the eggs in. Alright, so you're going to need one of these. In addition, You're also going to need a microplane. Basically a very fine grater. You're going to use this for the lemon. Alright guys? So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is, because the avocado toast isn't necessarily hot, as in it doesn't have to be warmed up or anything to eat. I like to eat it kind of warm to cold-ish, cool you could call it. I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. Alright guys, so I'm going to grab my piece of bread here. I'm just going to use one. You can use two if you really want, or if you're cooking for more people, that is. And I'm going to first throw it into the toaster. And because I have my bread in my freezer in order to try to make it last longer, I'm just going to put it at a setting of 1 for now, and then I'm going to have it go again in a moment. Alright, I'm also going to need to grab my plates. I'm going to grab a slightly bigger plate. Then from here, I'm going to cut the avocado. Alright guys. So you're going to need a knife. And your avocado, of course. And what you're going to do, I'm sure you've probably seen this trick 1.5 million times. But basically cut down right in the middle. Go all the way around just by twisting the avocado. And then you're going to twist. And you have 2 halves. Now, one trick you may not have heard about, and you may have, of course, but in order to prevent the part with the pit in it from going too brown and mushy, keep this here. Don't take it out yet, alright, if you're not using the whole thing. I just put it in a container, and then I just throw it in the fridge, alright? And I'll most likely use that for tomorrow. Alright guys, I'm actually going to have to put the other half in it because I only usually use 1/4 of it. So then I cut this one in half. And then here's the slice that I'm going to use for my avocado toast. Now avocados are really, really great. So there are a lot of healthy fats, a lot of healthy omega-3s. So you could really use a half an avocado if you want per individual serving, but that's totally up to you guys. Now that my toast is already toasted to kind of defrost, I'm going to throw it in again at about a setting of 3. I have one of those Hamilton Beach ones that you've probably seen everywhere. Next up, for the avocado itself, I'm going to cut it into thirds. I find that's just the best way to just have it be evenly distributed amongst the toast. But you could really do whatever you want. And you're going to spread it out all over the toast anyways, so. While we wait for that piece of toast to toast, I'm going to quickly wash my lemon. Usually you won't necessarily need to wash your lemon if you're just like obviously using like a lemon slice or anything, or squeezing lemon juice out, but because we're using the zest, the rind of the lemon, we want to make sure we wash the outside. Alright, there we go. I have my lemon now. Now I'm also going to go ahead and grab a fork. A fork is going to help us spread out the avocado all over the piece of toast in the most efficient way. Perfect. And my toast just came out. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm just going to put the avocado right on the piece of toast. And then you're going to take your fork and just mash it all on there, okay? You want to try to have as much of an even distribution of avocado on it as you can, just to make sure that all the bites stay relatively consistent. Now, some substitutions you could do if you don't necessarily need the avocado. What you guys could do is use some sort of peanut butter or nut butter. It's not exactly the same, but it's a substitution that you could make if you couldn't for any reason have avocados. Alright. It's almost like a Zen garden. What you guys could do is kind of like draw little pathways in there and stuff. Something like that. Make it a little bit interesting. After that, guys, after we have our piece of toast, I'm going to crack some salt over it. Just a little bit, not a whole ton. Same thing with the black pepper. Up to 6 viewers now. Awesome. If you guys want, you can chat out your names, just because I can't see who's actually in the stream. So the only way I'll know is if you guys call it out by name. So from here, guys, we have a salted and peppered piece of avocado toast. And now, this is a thing that I not found out about, but just looked up and tried, which really made it really good for me. You're going to take your microplane and your lemon, and you're just going to zest it all over it. I really find this really great. You guys can try this. If you don't necessarily think this will taste amazing, like I do, you could just try it on one half of the piece of avocado toast and then just leave the other half unseasoned, and then you could kind of go ahead and do that a bit later if you find that you really do like this. If you don't, that's totally fine. But this is just something that I really liked. And this isn't new by any means. I totally didn't find this out. But I've been adding a lot of lemon zest, and even lime zest isn't bad, to a lot of my foods, and it's been really great. So that's actually a lot of lemon. But that's all right. In addition, some things you could do, I'm actually going to do a little bit of this. You could add a little bit of paprika for a little bit of a hot kick to it. I'm really going to do just a tiny amount. Yeah, just a very small amount. Not a whole ton of it. And then just to make it look a little bit better, I'm just going to go ahead and wipe all this stuff off. Perfect, there we go. Now I'm just going to take my fork again. I'm going to try to distribute the lemon zest a little bit more evenly if I can. Definitely don't have to do this. Perfect. There we go. There's our piece of avocado toast. Now, this isn't necessarily a meal by itself, so as noted in the instructions and the ingredients, we're also going to need some eggs. Where is it? Eggs and bacon. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys do this if you haven't already. I'll give you guys a few minutes to do that. Afterwards, we're going to go ahead and get started with the eggs and the bacon. Now, a few different ways you could do this. Like I said, you can make the bacon in the oven if you prefer it that way. I'm just going to do it on my skillet. In addition, for my eggs, I'm going to soft scramble them. But what you guys could also do that I've done before is hard boil them or even medium boil them. Cut them up into slices and then kind of shingle them onto the piece of avocado toast. That's also really, really great. You guys could try that. That's kind of whatever you want to do. Here's where you can kind of always remix it, make it your own. All right. So again, I'll give you guys a few minutes to go ahead and finish up the avocado toast. Once you are done, or if you're ready to move on, type in the chat, guys, just to let me know. If you guys haven't already, be sure to give me a follow. The only way we can grow this and really reach more people with healthy, easy cooking is to gain more followers, and tell your friends about it. On Twitch, live stream is completely free for anybody to watch. There's no subscription. You don't really have to follow if you don't want to. You don't have to create an account, but it would help out a lot. All right? I might start snacking on the avocado toast while we're making the eggs, to be honest. After that workout, if some of you guys were in class today, I'm a little bit hungry, so definitely don't have to wait to eat it or anything. Now this live stream will be up on Twitch for, I believe it's like 30 days or something like that, but I will also be uploading it up to YouTube. I will most likely post a full cut and then an edited version. Let me know which one you guys would rather prefer, rather a kind of cut up one where I cut out some of the dead air and stuff like that, or if you want it to be the entire thing so you can almost follow along with me, all right? So let me know which one of those you guys would prefer. Just in case you ever want to watch these back, or if you ever aren't able to catch a stream, all right? Again, guys, I'll give you another minute or so, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started with the main course, so to say. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and move on with the next step of the cooking. So what we're going to do from here, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and get my bacon started on my skillet. I'm going to do 2 slices. Again, this is Applegate organic bacon. This is pretty healthy stuff. Again, a little bit pricey, but if you can even occasionally get it, it's pretty high quality. So I'm setting my bacon in my pan cold. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on medium because I'm using a non-stick. I don't need to put in any sort of other oil beforehand because I'm just gonna use the bacon grease afterwards, all right? Alright, afterwards, guys, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to grab a bowl. I'm going to use 3 eggs for my soft scramble. I'm going to crack them in here. Let's see if I can do this. It's going to be one-handed, alright? That's 1. Oh, I'm gonna have to double hand for this. 2. And final one. Might have to go again. 3. That one wasn't the cleanest, but that's alright. Alright. So after that, guys, I'm just going to put my eggs back. I'm going to go ahead and grab a fork and just start whisking these, alright? I'm going to go ahead and mute my audio just to make sure that it's not too loud for you guys. Alright guys, so I've scrambled my eggs. What I'm going to do now is let me go to here so you guys should now be able to see the bacon as well as the eggs. Ooh, looks like the coloring's a bit off on that. I apologize for the technical difficulties. That's pretty weird. That's alright though. Alright, so just waiting for another maybe minute or so on this side for the bacon to be ready. Alright guys, from here what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the bacon. Looks pretty good. I might need to go back on the other side, but that's alright for now. Again guys, if you have any questions, be sure to type in the chat to let me know. About a medium low. For a soft scramble, you really don't want too high of heat because otherwise you're gonna get a little bit more like crispy bits and like it just won't be as soft as we're looking at for like a soft scramble. But of course, if you want to do that, if you really like that, you are more than welcome to do that. You can do a sunny side up, over easy, just completely scrambled, whatever you guys want to do. This is just how I'm making it for today. If you're eating, or actually if you're trying to eat healthy, most of the time you really have to sometimes eat very repetitively in the same things kind of day over day. So one way you can do to really, or at least one way that I found to really help avoid the monotony is to switch it up. You can use different spices, do different types of cooking. All right. Just really ensure that you don't get too bored of anything. And just to make it a little bit fancier. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that pan cool down for maybe a minute or so. I'm going to mop up a little bit of the excess grease. In a moment here, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the egg scramble. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and get started with my eggs. So what I'm going to do is basically we need a plan of attack to start off with. So I'm going to pour in the eggs. As soon as the eggs go in, I'm going to immediately start moving it around with my spatula. You really don't ever want to let it stop moving. Alright guys, as soon as it stops moving, you start to develop a little bit more of that crust, which isn't necessarily what I'm looking for, but it's not the worst thing in the world if it does, alright? So, eggs are going in. Immediately start moving it around. This is kind of the standard Gordon Ramsay technique. And what you can do is take the pan off the heat for a little bit. Give yourself a little bit more time. I don't necessarily want my eggs to be runny, but I want almost solid whites. And a tiny bit more time. Awesome. And from here, guys, what we're going to do is go ahead and put our eggs down. Turn off the stovetop, of course, and then put my eggs on the plate. And if you want, you can really put your eggs on your avocado toast. I don't necessarily feel like doing that for today, but totally up to you guys, alright? So there we have it. We have our avocado toast, bacon, and eggs, alright? Now, you may notice we don't necessarily have some greens in here too much. So what I would recommend, if you guys want to, do a little flourish of almost saute the spinach right on, just to make it a little bit healthier. I'm totally fine with just eating like spinach on the side. I know some people kind of find that a little bit weird. So what you could have done is you could have kind of folded it in with the spinach, with the eggs, but that's up to you guys. In addition, you could also add a little bit of fruit to it, and I actually will. I'll add a little bit of that. Going off script a little. Adding some blueberries on the side, right in the center. I would add a little bit more than that, but I'm saving some for a recipe later that I'm making that I may actually share on stream pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that. So, here's our plate, guys. We have avocado toast, eggs soft scrambled, spinach, blueberries, and bacon. We can see a lot of different colors here, guys. That's one really good thing that you can look out for. In a good way, that is. If your plate has a lot of different colors of the rainbow, especially a lot of green, that's usually a sign that it's pretty healthy. Again, there are exceptions to everything, but for the most part, that's what we're looking for. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Really appreciate you guys hopping in. If you guys enjoyed the stream, be sure to give us a follow if you haven't already. Be sure to either chat in the chat or on our Instagram page if you guys want to comment on our next or on one of our previous posts of what we should cook next. That would be really great. If you guys have any ideas, if you guys have any home recipes you guys can do. Another thing that we could do is I could have one of you guys right beside me. Well, not as in right beside me, but I could zoom you guys in and then have you featured on the live stream. If you're really into that idea, please let me know. Hopefully you guys should see me in class, so you'll be able to talk to me that way. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.